Hi students, so today in this video we are going to discuss rank of a matrix by row transformations or column transformations. In the last video we discussed how to find the rank by the normal definition of, that is, minor method, or you can call determinant method. So today we are going to discuss how to find the rank by using elementary transformations, either row or column transformations. Okay, so please subscribe to the channel, then whenever I put the video you will get the notifications. Okay, so elementary transformations we will discuss. What are these elementary transformations which can be used to find the rank of a matrix? So elementary transformations, actually by elementary transformations the matrix will change, but the rank of the matrix will not change by using these elementary transformations, and that is the reason why we can use this to find rank of a matrix. Okay, so what are these elementary transformations? First one, you can interchange any two rows. Interchanging any two rows or columns also. You can interchange any two rows or columns also. And the next one is multiplying elements of any row or column also. Multiply elements of any row or column with a non-zero constant. And third one is, this is third property, same as determinant property. So third property is multiply elements of any row or column with a non-zero constant and add to some other row or column. So add to some other row means we have to add the corresponding elements only. You can't add any elements randomly. You have to add the corresponding elements only. So both these are almost similar. So you can multiply all the elements of a row with a constant. That constant can be positive, negative, it can be fraction also. Here you can multiply with a constant and add to some other row. So adding includes subtraction also, because for example, if I multiply first row with a constant and add to second row, for example, what is this constant? We did not mention. We are just mentioning non-zero constant that can be positive or negative. So if the constant is taken as negative, for example -2 I am taking as k, so this is nothing but subtraction, it is not addition. No. So addition means it includes subtraction also, because this constant can be negative or positive. If the constant is positive, that is going to be a pure addition. If the constant, whatever we are using in place of k, that is non-zero constant, is a negative value, means it is practically subtraction only. Okay. So these are the three conditions you can use on a matrix such that its rank does not change. By using these properties, rank of a matrix will not change. So by using these, we can find the rank easily. For a 2 by 2 matrix or 2 by 3 matrix, these are not required. Simply you can find very easy. For higher order matrices like 3 cross 3, 3 cross 4, 4 cross 4 matrices, these properties are very useful. So you can use this only 3 you can use, we can't use any other things. Only these 3. elementary transformations means. So by using these, we will try to find the rank easily. Okay. So these are the conditions. Now let us see how to find the rank. By using these conditions, we will discuss by taking some problems. So by taking some simple problems, I will try to discuss how to find the rank by elementary transformations. So I am taking a matrix like this. First row 1 2 0 minus 1. Second row 3 4 1 2. Third row minus 2 3 2 5. So we want to find the rank of this. Rank of this is required. So normal process, or if you go by definition, what we have to do is you have to take the 3 by 3 submatrix first. So 3 by 3 submatrix means by removing first column we can get 1. By removing second column we get another 3 by 3 submatrix. By removing third column we will get 1. By removing fourth column we will get 1. That means you will get 4 3 by 3 submatrices. So if you can find at least one 3 by 3 submatrix for which determinant is not 0, then rank is going to be 3. Then are you going to check all the 4 3 by 3 submatrices? Is it not going to be difficult? So if you get the determinant not 0 in first 3 by 3 submatrix only, it is well. That is, if I remove this one, if I find the determinant, if I am getting not 0, it is very good, rank is 3. But what happens if you get determinant not 0 for this? Then I have to take another 3 by 3 submatrix. Again find it. Even if I find determinant 0 for this also, then I have to go for another, check determinant. For this also determinant is 0 means, then I have to remove this column and check again. So if that is not 0, it is easy. You can write the rank as 3. But if you are getting determinant 0 continuously, then you have to check all the 4 3 by 3 submatrices. Then only you can confirm whether the rank is 3 or not. It is difficult. So by using elementary transformations, it is going to be easy. Just in 2 steps we can find the rank of a matrix, just in 2 steps. So what you have to try to do is, you try to get zeros in these 2 places and this place. For any 3 by 4 or 3 by 3 matrix also, you try to get zeros in these 3 places. That is, leaving the last column. If I get zeros in these places, I will get upper triangular matrix. So if I get upper triangular matrix, determinant directly is product of diagonal elements. So without calculation we can say. So therefore we will try to get zeros in these 3 places by using elementary transformations only. Elementary transformations means matrix will change but rank will not change. We are finding rank only. So even if matrix changes, we are not bothered. Rank must be same, even if the matrix is going to change. Okay. So how to get zeros in these 2 places first? So what is the last property we wrote in elementary transformations? We can multiply a row with a constant and add to some other row. So therefore to get zeros in these 2 places, I can use like this. R2 second row is taken as R2 minus 3R1. That is, I am multiplying minus 3 to first row and adding to second row. I can do that. Next, I will come to third row. I want 0 in this place. So I can write this as third row plus 2 into R1. Third row plus 2 into R1 means minus 2 plus 2 I will get 0. That is, I am multiplying R1 with a constant and adding to R3. I can do that. That is the third property of elementary transformations. Okay. So by using these, I can get zeros. Okay, so you can use R1, you can use R2 also to get 0 here, but this is easy relatively. So by doing these transformations, the matrix will definitely change. Rank will not change. Matrix will definitely change. So I cannot write equal to here because this matrix is not going to be same when you do these transformations. Therefore, we should write that this is equivalent to 2. This is symbol of equivalence. Equal to you should not write because matrix will change. We will write this is equivalent to 2. First row is not changing. Second row R2 minus 3R1. So second row minus 3 into first row. 3 minus 3, 0. 4 minus 6, so minus 2. 1 minus 0, 1. 2 plus 3, so 5. This is R2 minus 3R1. Now come to this one, R3 plus 2R1. So R3 plus 2R1. Minus 2 plus 2, you will get 0. R3 plus 2R1 means 3 plus 4, 7. 2 plus 0, 2 only. 5 minus 2, you will get 3. So our first mission is completed. That is getting 0 in these two places. First step is completed. Second step, we want to get 0 here. So to get 0 in this place, you have to be careful that to get 0 in this place, you should not use R1. So if you are using R1, that is addition or subtraction with R1, this 0 is going to change. So you can use R2 for addition or subtraction but not R1. So R3 to get 0 here, you can use R2 but not R1. Like that you can use third column, you can use fourth column. You cannot use first column because if you use first column, how you will get 0 here? Whatever you do, 7 plus or minus anything, that is 0 only. You can't get 0 here using first column clearly. So you have to use third column or fourth column when you are using column transformations, or you should use second row only if you are using row transformations. So to get 0 in this place, I will use like this, R3, I will write 2 into R3 means 14 plus 7 into R2. So I am getting 0 or not? 2 into R3 means 14. 7 into R2 minus 14. Add these two, I will get 0. That's all, very simple. So this is equivalent to 2. First row, same. Second row, again same, we are not changing. Third row, 2R3 plus 7R2, 0. So 2R3 plus 7R2, 0. Next you see 2R3, 4 plus 7R2 plus 7. Next 2R3, 6 plus 7R2 means plus 35. So it is 41. My two steps are completed. Getting 0 in these two places, done. Getting 0 here, done. So how we are going to find the rank here? See carefully. So I will remove this column. This is a 3 by 3 submatrix definitely. So this is a 3 by 3 submatrix in which these three places are zeros. That means this is upper triangular matrix clearly. So this 3 by 3 submatrix is upper triangular matrix. So determinant is clearly product of diagonal elements. And product of diagonal elements means it is non-zero only, no? So therefore by removing this column, whatever 3 by 3 submatrix we are getting is clearly non-singular. So 3 by 3 submatrix is non-singular means rank is going to be 3. So if at least one 3 by 3 submatrix you can find which is non-singular, rank is going to be 3. That we found here. By removing this column we get 3 by 3 submatrix. Clearly determinant is not 0 because this is upper triangular. Determinant is product of diagonal elements, clearly non-singular. Therefore rank is going to be 3. Okay, so I'll write like this. Rank of A is 3 as 1, 2, 0, that is removing the last column. Removing the last column, 1, 2, 0, 0 minus 2, 1, 0, 0, 11. This is clearly a non-singular, that is not equal to 0. 3 by 3 submatrix. So in the last video itself, I discussed the definition of rank of a matrix. So if you did not see that video, first you see that video in which I explained what is the definition of rank. Now we are going to discuss how to find the rank in this video. So since this is a 3 by 3 non-singular matrix, definitely rank is going to be 3. So this is simple process. Whenever you have a higher order matrices like 3 cross 3, 3 cross 4, 4 cross 4, then elementary transformations are very useful to find the rank. Okay, and one more simple shortcut. By using elementary transformations, that is by applying elementary transformations, number of non-zero rows will be same as its rank. Number of non-zero rows. After applying elementary transformations, how many number of non-zero rows are there? So how many non-zero rows are there here? 3, no? Therefore rank will be 3. So you try to get 0 in this place, you will not get. This complete row is never going to be 0. This complete row is never going to be 0. You try, but you will not get. So by applying elementary transformations, you try to get a 0 row. Okay, so if you are not getting that, the number of non-zero rows left after applying elementary row transformations is going to be its rank. So here number of non-zero rows left are 3, therefore rank will be 3. So that is also a simple technique we can use. Okay, so I'll discuss one more problem like this to find the rank. So one more simple problem we will try to discuss. So 0, 1, 1 minus 2, 4, 0, 2, 5 and 2, 1, 3, 1. So this is the matrix. So basically I want to get 0 in these 3 places. So what is the first property of elementary transformations? You can interchange rows or columns. So if I interchange these 2 columns, automatically I will get 0 in this place. By not doing anything, just interchange these 2 columns, I will get 0 here. I want 0 in these 3 places only, no? So I can interchange these 2. Or you can interchange these 2. Anything is okay. Right? So I will interchange C1 and C2 here. So this is equivalent to, equal to you should not write. C1, C2 interchanged. 1, 0, 1 in first column. 0, 4, 2 in second column. Remaining same. So already I got 0 here. Now getting 0 in these 2 places is our task now. So to get 0 in these places is very easy. R3 minus R1. We can use simple R3 minus R1. Clearly, just subtraction of rows, you will get zeros. So R3 minus R1. So first row same. Second row same. Third row R3 minus R1, you will get 0. You will get 2. 3 minus 1, again 2, 1 plus 2, 3 you will get. So 0 in these 2 places we got. Now here you have to get 0. To get 0 here, you have to use either R2 or C3, C4. But You should not use R1 to get 0 here because this will change. You can use R2. That means you can do 2R3 minus R2. 2R3 minus R2. You get 0 here. Or simple C2 minus C3. C2 minus C3 you can do. Okay, so let us do C2 minus C3 only because that is very simple. So first column same. C2 minus C3, 0 minus 1, 4 minus 2, 2 minus 2. Okay, and remaining two columns as it is. So my task is completed. Getting 0 in these places, my task is completed. Now, just remove this column and see. Why I will do this column only means if I remove this column, I will get clearly an upper triangular matrix. That therefore I am removing this only. So by removing this column, clearly you can see you get upper triangular matrix and determinant is product of diagonal elements. So clearly this is a 3 by 3 submatrix for which determinant is not 0. Therefore, rank of that is definitely going to be 3. Okay, so rank is going to be 3. Why? Because by removing the last column, you can find a 3 by 3 submatrix like this. This is a 3 by 3 submatrix by removing the last column, and clearly it is upper triangular matrix. Product of diagonal elements is determinant, which is non-singular. So rank of A is 3 because this is a 3 by 3 submatrix. This is a 3 by 3 submatrix which is non-singular. So therefore our rank of A is 3. So, okay. So I'll come up with the next concept, that is how to apply row transformations to find the solutions of linear equations. So the same row elementary transformations can be used to find the solutions of linear equations also. We will discuss that in the next video. So you can subscribe to this channel to get the latest updates of when I will put the videos and all those things. Directly you will get the update when you subscribe to this. Okay, so this is our discussion of how to find the rank using elementary transformations. Okay, thank you everyone.